What up, Facebook Live family and friends? The Headed Therapist is back interviewing my friend Serena Moss, who happens to be my acupuncturist as well and does a really good job at that. Before we get started today, just wanted to say thank you for being here. So glad you're here. Serena, take it away. I want to know about you. Give us an intro to who you are and what you do.
Hi guys, my first live seminar, so I apologize if it's
You're doing great. You're doing great.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So I'm here with Elliot today. We want to bring about some awareness around traumatic brain injury and natural healing. And I had one about 5 years ago and didn't know much about it before that happened. So I like having conversations about it with people who are going through it. Yeah. And it's a long journey, and there are lots of different things that can pop up along the way. It can happen with any kind of jolt to the head, any kind of shift in normal brain function. And so you can get a lot of different symptoms from that. And a lot of times people are prescribed really heavy medicines that are not herbs. That can make you feel worse over time and kind of debilitate your healing process.
Totally.
So I did all of my healing in a natural way. Sure. And I really want to promote that for people so that you know that there are things out there that are accessible and different things that you can reach for in the natural world, totally. And not just start pill popping.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's really cool to hear that, you're open to expressing that and letting the world know of your own experience. I kind of want to dig more deeply into what that looked like for you, if you're okay with sharing that.
Yeah.
You don't need to give us a whole story, but just in regards of like from when the injury possibly happened to like the interim and then now.
So yeah, mine was about 5 years ago. I didn't have enough cognitive function to really understand what had happened. So another thing is, it's really important if you have a loved one who has had a concussion or a brain injury to really know that they might look completely normal on the outside, but the inner functions are not going to be the same, and they really need a lot of explanation, a lot of patience, and a lot of guidance in ways that that they didn't need before. So I was alphabetizing jars at my job, working at an herbal apothecary.
Okay.
Since I also prescribe Chinese herbs, I had just graduated from a master's program. I knew every herb. I knew how to make formulas. I had been treating patients in the clinic. I could not identify one of these herbs, and I could not alphabetize jars.
Wow.
And so big shift and terrifying, because if I had someone explain to me what had happened and that this was normal and that this could be better over time, with memory practices and different things, that would have been a lot better. But it was terrifying, and I thought this was going to be a permanent situation.
Yeah.
So, that's just one example.
Brings up a lot of shit, doesn't it?
A lot of shit. And I had a huge problem with balance. I couldn't stand, in the shower for about 2.5 years without holding on to things. So just things we take for granted, a lot of panic attacks. Just a lot of fear-based things that really limited my life.
Yeah.
So basically had to wait for a little while to get back into the acupuncture room, treating patients, since I was the patient.
Totally.
And I had great help from my acupuncturists. I got craniosacral work, Chinese herbs, and now available. I want to promote Radical Roots, which is
bring it out.
Which is Chloe Weber's stuff. There's Rest and Relax, these beautiful bottles, different CBDs that are combined with Chinese herbs.
Yeah.
They have all the ingredients of all the Chinese herbs right on the back. And you can check out all of their products on radicalrootsherbs.com. Elliot's put that link up there for you to read about. Just a really amazing natural product, just a really, really, really high quality product for people who want to keep it local, keep it real.
Yeah.
And it's very unique. CBDs with Chinese herbs, so they go into the organs and gently soothe pain. Pain was another big thing, as you can imagine.
For sure, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you were in a car accident, right?
Yeah, I was in a motor vehicle accident, so.
Can only imagine.
It was a closed head injury, so
right.
I didn't have blood all over the place,
sure.
and so nobody understood kind of what was going on the inside.
So this being something that happened 5 years ago, was this stuff available, or I mean, was any of the herbal stuff probably was, if I can imagine, but not this like great company that you're promoting in that regard. I mean, who was prescribing this? Where were you going? How were you seeking these Eastern medicines that really kind of helped to rejuvenate your life and make it kind of better in where you were?
I luckily had access to acupuncture and Chinese herbs. Radical Roots was not created until a little bit later, and had it been created back then, I would have loved to take it.
Sure.
Chloe's created this product line inspired by her son Remy, who has special needs and a lot of wind disorders, which is, let me see if I have the Remy's Revenge right here. So we have, trying to turn it the right way.
It's confusing, isn't it?
Remy's Revenge, and so he's doing a lot better with the help of these products. So this product line, I feel, traumatic brain injury kind of crosses over in terms of symptoms with a lot of other things.
Totally.
And that's why I love this company so much, is that you can help kids with seizure disorders from lots of different things.
That's so cool.
To someone like me with motor vehicle accident issues, traumatic brain injury. It's just a lovely product line that comes from a really good place and super high quality, like I said.
Love that.
So, and then I also did a lot of craniosacral work with Monica Chase here in Boulder.
Awesome.
When I was losing vision in my right eye and couldn't hear properly, and just had complete pain constantly. She did this beautiful craniosacral work on me, such a master, and was able to move so much through my body. And I said, I didn't even know what she was doing, to be honest.
Who knows, right?
I do know that I would walk away pain-free after an hour with her. So there's just so many amazing people here offering things. So just stay open to that for yourself or for a loved one who's going through this.
Totally. And I know from personal experience how incredible of an acupuncturist you are and how you've helped me so much. Seriously, I mean, you've holistically kind of helped me regain control of my own kind of issues. So in terms of, I won't get into that because those are gross.
Yeah, no, tell us.
Okay, fine, I can tell you. So I got some bad stomach issues, and this lady right here has, no joke, friends, thumbs up if you struggle with stomach shit. No pun intended, but literally she has done so much for me with monthly visits. It's been incredible. So on that note, Serena, please, I want to know about your practice, like what makes you special, how you differentiate yourself from the pack, in the whole kind of Boulder area where there's so many kind of people doing this, like healing and this and that. I feel like you know what you're doing and you're doing it better than a lot of other people out there. So please let our Facebook friends know what you do, where you're located, and again, how you kind of differentiate yourself from the pack.
Well, I don't want to speak for other people, because I think the beauty of the practice is everyone has their own magic.
Yeah, true.
And I really love working with the identity aspect also of traumatic brain injury. I didn't talk about that, but what I see this medicine has to offer, in addition to that physical help, is kind of an alignment, a realignment with the spirit, with the emotion, the mental, psychological aspect. There's just so many things that it brings together.
Totally.
And so I love seeing those elements in different pieces brought together in a treatment for someone. A lot of inflammatory responses, I'm super interested in that, whether it's, arthritic presentation, or allergy, any kind of inflammation, any kind of traumatic brain injury symptomology, and any kind of pain management. We all go through different pain. I think this medicine is made to be accessible.
Yeah.
I love that aspect of it. We're supposed to be able to get this medicine often. It's not supposed to be a luxury item. So I want people coming in for whatever it is, but those are the areas that I really love to work with.
Totally.
I do gentle needling.
Yeah,
so
it's
I'm
very
not,
gentle.
I'm not going to be an aggressive needler. So if that's what you want, then I'm not your girl. But if you want a gentle, loving experience in your acupuncture session, and you want to feel really seen and heard, then I would be
Seen,
for you.
heard, and especially relaxed. I can tell you
and
that
relaxed,
much.
yes, you'll leave relaxed.
I mean, every time I walk out of the room, she's like, drink water, because I'm so like, and then don't do anything too harsh or crazy, because, you know, I did that once. I went climbing after a session. I was like, Serena, what the hell did you do to me? I felt great in the moment, right? And then after climbing, I was just like, literally fell asleep.
Yeah, I think we did some cupping that day.
Yeah, we did. Oh, the cupping. Talk about the cupping, please.
We did do cupping.
Yeah.
I think Elliot has some photos online that you can see. But basically, the cupping kind of suctions up your back. It looks like you've been swimming with, you know, an octopus or something.
That's totally true.
But it's great. It can leave marks. You've seen Michael Phelps and other athletes have these marks on them. It's very relieving. I find athletes really benefit from cupping. Really moves the lymph through the body and is very relaxing.
Absolutely.
And then I also do a Tuina manual therapy, Chinese manual therapy, which works along the neck and spine and really helps relieve you in a way that I find no other massage does for me personally, especially with things like a traumatic brain injury. Of course, if you have any kind of you know, surgery or something like that, you don't want to go aggressive on the spine, but there are different levels of Tuina and different ways to do it. But that's something I absolutely love to do. Also,
talk about the ear acupuncture, please,
because
that is the greatest thing ever.
So the ear is a microsystem of the body, and we also use little tiny needles inside of the ear during the treatment.
Right.
It is so relaxing. They're a little bit spicy going in.
A little bit.
But they leave you really relaxed. They can help with PTSD. They can help with so many different things. You have different points on the ear that represent different organs or a muscle relaxer point. Just a different variety of things on the ear. And sometimes you just need a few of those and a couple on the body. And
a little shin yen, right? Is that what you call it? When you stick it in there, you're just like shin yen.
Oh, shen men.
Thank you. Shen men all day, please.
Sometimes you think no one's listening, but
always. I need to know what's going on. She shen men me so good the other day. It was the greatest thing ever.
I love it. Shenmen, good spirit point. Very, very good. Yeah, also for insomnia, things like that, the acupuncture and herbs can really help. If you're not getting enough sleep, then you're not regenerating your cells, and you're not really reviving your body so that it can work throughout the day. And we live in a society of more of a human doing than human being sometimes. So it's really important to kind of bring it on home, ground, and remember that we're just organisms, you know.
We are. We're people.
We're people.
We're not just zombies walking through our day, going through our nights, and just doing that. Yeah.
We are people.
So true. We are. Power to the people. Yes. So I want to talk about this idea of TBI, acupuncture, natural healing, and then mental health, because that's what I do. Everybody knows me. You know, I'm the interviewee. You don't want to know about me as much.
I want to know.
But we, you know, at Connected Roots, you know, we do our thing. We're mental health therapists, recreational therapists, certified life coach. And Serena and I have been talking about this idea of mental health, TBI, and natural healing. And it's been really, really powerful. I think we need to educate more people about what that looks like. So I don't know what your take is on this, but how important do you think going to a mental health practitioner, doing acupuncture and natural healing is in altogether? I mean, in that regard.
Well, I think just like we are a package deal, we need a package deal in terms of our help, in terms of our support system. So we have so many different elements of help, whether or not you have an injury or not. Right. Just getting through the day, we need a package of support. Yeah. And so mental health is a really integral part of that package. I don't think people reach out as much as they should, or maybe they're just not talking about it. A lot of us have a lot of shame around that in our culture. I think the more we talk about these things, the less embarrassed we feel about it. And it's also really important to find whichever practitioner in whichever department works for you, because just because someone's great at what they did for Bobby or Sandy, it doesn't mean that that's your guy.
Right.
I know Elliot and Lauren are amazing people. They're passionate about their work, and so that alone is the root system for really quality healing. And so that's a great start for any kind of healer.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would definitely be an area I would recommend for you guys. Definitely seeking help from these guys, because they're awesome at connected roots.
Thank you.
Big fan.
Absolutely. Let us know if you feel like the first step of just going to somebody is hard for you. I feel like, society has put that space on us, and it's really not fair, because just getting and learning and going to a therapist or an acupuncturist, it shouldn't be shameful. It should be something that's part of our regular day in life, honestly. I want to talk again more about TBI, because I feel like we've just grazed the surface of it, because I don't think people really understand it. Honestly, I really don't. So if you could, Serena, again, if you feel comfortable in sharing a little bit more about kind of where you are now and how you feel like you could reflect on that with all the things that you've done in the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's a pretty motivational journey when you get to this side of it.
Right.
I think most people, within 6 months to 2 years, that's ideally when you start seeing a lot of improvement. But also, these symptoms range from mild to moderate to severe.
Yeah. Right.
And so some people in the severe department, you really see such a change that they can't even care for themselves anymore.
Sure.
And it's a very sad thing, which is why we need to also take a lot more caution on the roads and respect each other a lot more, because whether it's a sports injury, whether it's a motor vehicle accident, whether it's a violent trauma or a fall, these are accidents that just happen in life. So we just want to take great precaution in terms of protecting ourselves, but also really, really holding that space for people we know who've been through one.
Yeah.
My experience is the more people I talk to who have had a traumatic brain injury are not the same before and after. We somehow feel it's like a little club where
it's like it's empathy through each other, really.
It is.
Of shared experience.
Yeah. You can see a huge change in what your value system is, your trust space. Just all of these kind of inner workings of the body and of the brain and of the heart, really, that transforms so much, and it's a rebuilding. So just like rock climbing, which I know you do.
Yeah.
It really involves all of the pieces of you to motivate yourself to get up and to do it and to keep trying. And so that's something I want to let you guys know who've had a traumatic brain injury and you might feel alone. It is a really lonely space. It's a lonely journey. So get all the support and help that you can, and know that you're doing an awesome job healing in whatever capacity that is, because it's a hard road, and it takes a lot of self-love to heal. So here I am 5 years out.
Right.
I don't think I've ever loved myself this much in my life.
Unreal.
And thanks to this traumatic brain injury, and really fighting for my healing, and all through natural medicine. Like I said, you don't need to get these huge prescriptions filled. You can go see, a naturopathic doctor.
See you.
Come see an acupuncturist.
Right? Come on. Come see me.
You can see Elliot and Lauren. You can see a lot of people out there. Monica Chase, like I said, who did my craniosacral work in Boulder. Get some radical roots. You have all of these people who are really fighting for you, and you're not alone. And so the help is out there. Totally. And that's the beauty, is that at the end of a long journey, I don't know if it ever ends. Right. You just keep fighting for it, but it's a beautiful inspiration, and it's a real connection with other beings.
Yeah, I think that's great the way you stated that. Just like you're not alone. And I think normalizing that and allowing people to have space to reach out and find other avenues is huge. And I think that's part of the whole thing is talking about it and creating awareness around it. So I'm so glad that we had this opportunity today to have Serena here at Connected Roots on our live video, talk about her, what she does, and what makes her so special, because she's an awesome person, and I've had such a pleasure of getting to know her in the last year or so. Serena, where can we find you? Like, where do you do your stuff?
I've been working in Boulder, and I'm going to transition. I live in Niwot, Colorado, so I'm going to focus more on that area. But I do house calls for people.
That's awesome.
Yep, for people
That's
who
amazing.
can't get out of bed, sometimes from an injury, or a postpartum mamas who need a little assistance. But generally, I'm in Niwot. And so you can check me out on Serena Moss Acupuncture. You can Google that. That's my website, or acumoss.com, ACUMOSS.
Say that one more time because I interrupted you.
Acumoss.com.
Beautiful.
So catchy.
Awesome. I love it.
But yeah, I'd love to work with you guys. So.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Really
so
had a
much,
great time talking to
Alexa.
Serena. She's an awesome lady. We'll keep on posting. Thumbs up if you like what we presented today. Thank you, Facebook family. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Later.